Alright guys, so I got a little bit of a bow build here for you. This is a 2022 Athens Vista 35. It's been hanging up here on the wall for a hot minute. I got it in a couple months ago and I haven't had time to play with it really. I'm waiting on strings, hunting season's rolled around, I got my full target bow, another Athens 35. And I really just spent most of my time kind of playing with that. And there's spider webs all over everything in here. It's getting winter time here in PA. Close to hunting season. Spiders tend to roll into my garage come that point. Anyways, back on the topic. Athens Vista 35, so it is 35 inches axle to axle. The brace height on this bow, I believe, is 6.5. Alright YouTube, thanks for jumping in. Watch this video. This is a 2022 Athens Vista 35. I've had it for a couple months now. I'd say about a month and a half. And this is going to be part of my target lineup for 3D and stuff like that. That's my main use for it. But I'm going to currently set it up for, I'm going to use it for a little bit of hunting here. Say probably like next week or so, while my Vista 31 is out of commission, while I get new strings put on it and I get it ready to rock and roll. I really don't want to switch right now. Seems how it is now, currently hunting season, but I just got my strings in for this and for the 31, and the 31 has some frays by the peep, so I really want to get it taken care of. Not that I'm really worried about it. Now hunt season's in. It's not like I'd be shooting in a pile, but I do like to shoot some. So it's not like it's waiting on that one shot or two shots or how many ever shots at animals that I'm worried about, because I'm going to shoot it whenever I got some off time, just to make sure my fundamentals are still good and arrows are still hitting where they're supposed to be hitting at. Like all of us should be doing through the season. So it's going to be getting out of commission. I'm going to be throwing this in, and this might take me a day or two to get this bow built with work and trying to hunt and all that. So diving in, this is the Vista 31 or 35. I really jumped on the Athens bandwagon this year, and I've really been liking the bows. They shoot very well, and just some quick specs on it. This is a 35-inch axle to axle. It's going to have a 6.5 brace height and IBO speeds, using the little cheat sheet here, 330 feet per second. Draw length is adjustable with the mods from 25.5 to 31.5, and you can get it anywhere from 40 to 80 pounds with the 65-pound option. And then it is got an 80% to a 90% let off. So as you can see, I've already got a D-loop on it, and I've got a rest already mounted on there. It's the Hamsky, and then that's basically about all there is to it for right now. So we're going to have to finagle some stuff around, move the camera, stuff like that, and I'm going to get this bad boy in the press, start pulling the strings off, and get the new ones put on. Okay, I got that one there, and I'll just lay it. I'll lay it and try not to add or take any twists out, because these are brand spanking new strings. So we'll try not to take or add any twists. So then, without doing that, without adding any twists, I will lay them over there. take my strings and stretch it out just like that. Now you just kind of go in reverse, I guess. So I'll take it, I'm going to lay it down there. I know you guys can't really see this as well, but most of the time installing strings and cables, not too difficult to do. Kind of a lot of videos on YouTube in general. All of this, and with these posts on the last chance press, they're kind of, not as I'd say a pain, but they're not the easiest. All because of the posts. And then gas is serving is pretty tight to the end of these posts. Take that one, just lay it down. So brand new strings are kind of a pain. If I take it and hook it, I'm not adding or subtracting anything. And it's flipped around. One thing I will say with Athens is you really need to pay attention to the posts on the ends. They really do not like to don't really like to stay, if that makes sense, I guess. Don't like to stay on, like in that little groove for the first couple I don't know, times that you put them on or put them off. So like if you're trying to mess with timing, or anything like that. They don't like to stay on. Kind of having a hard time getting this one here. Don't mind the noise in the background. That would be my kids' guinea pigs. And my lovely, lovely wife moved to the garage. Okay. Now, main string is all that is left. No, I'll get kind of tight with this, but I won't get like crazy tight with this. Don't want to break it. And then it's just a simple hold up on this guy. And we're going to relax the bow. Tape measure, if I've got one handy. Okay, so that was that part there. new strings. And I always just kind of do a couple of the little, I don't actually pull it back, but just some little test pulls on it and make sure everything's good to go still. And you'll kind of know real quick if you messed anything up. It don't take a whole lot to know. Timing marks. They actually look almost completely spot on. We might be really well off. So, alright. We'll be installing D-loop and things of that nature in just a second. Alright, so now I found my basically my center shot. I've already had my rest installed, so I found that, and now I tied a upper knocking point on, and then I've got my knock that I'm going to be using for my hunting arrows. I'm going to have to change this whole setup once I get to my other ones, but I mean, though this arrow has I shot that, but same knock that I'm going to be using for hunting. Just take it and I'll press it up against. Unspool a little bit of this 3D serving material. I'm going to take it, tie it, but I'm not going to make it super tight. You want a little bit of wiggle room for that knot, so don't pinch, and it's about perfect. And so from the top one I tie down, and then on my lower one I'll start up high and tie down as well. Kind of keeps the burns away from the knock. And then kind of pulling each one as tight as I can just by hand. And that'll be 3. On the top, pull on the bottom. Just a slight gap. I'll nick these off. There we have it. Now I just need a little bit of this stuff here, and this kind of gets complicated. Well, they really kind of sent me a ball of it that time. So I get all my material here. Yeah, usually they send it in like a little baggie. My kids probably yanked on it or something because it was in the house. I don't see an end. Nope, now I do. Okay. So we're just going to take this whole mess here, undo whatever that there is. Cut myself off a chunk. I don't really go stingy on D-loop material. cut myself off enough to work with and be able to use. It's kind of as a pain. I don't know if this is going to be the same as the last stuff I got, but I got that. It's like bright fluorescent yellow, and it stuff is not easy to work with. I need my other pliers here. These are not barbed or nothing, so they don't mess up my D-loop. Kind of pressed it down in there too far. The D-loops aren't like worst thing in the world, but they're still, I don't know. I really don't like tiny D-loops. I got like a system down for getting the right measurement and stuff that I want, but so I'll burn this end down, see if it balls up any better than the last stuff. Not really. Kind of almost the same thing the other kind does, the yellow. You know, I have the same exact material in black, and it works fine. These guys here, so I'll set these in there and I'll just kind of just start to pull it. I'll kind of get it somewhat seated there, and then what I like to do is I like to take it and pinch behind it, and then pinch it down, pinch behind it again. Do the same thing on both sides. There we have it. This one here sinks a little bit. And there is our D-loop. So now, it should be good. Okay, now so I got the bow in the draw board, and if you can see, I kind of have this slight gap down here on the bottom can, and then if we come up the bow and we look at the top one, where is it? Right there. You can see that it's touching. So, in order to get these timed right, we probably messed a little bit of something up on putting our strings on, or just could have been out a little bit. Ain't no big deal, but we'll get rid of that. We'll just probably add half of a twist to this bottom one, and it should pull it right out. So if you have this, what you want to do is, say this is the bottom cam, which it is the bottom cam, we're going to add a twist to the bottom. Now let's say your bottom hit before your top, then you're just going to add a twist to your top. So we'll put it back in the draw board, or put it back in the bow press, add a twist, put it back on the draw board, check it, and then we'll shoot it. Alright, so now we got it kind of set up, I'd say, kind of. I need to get my bars, my back bar. This thing is kind of like it wants to lean to the left because of this heavy sight that's on the side of it at Spot Hawk Fast Steady XL. And don't worry about the front bar, I just tossed that on there just because. So we're going to take a shot out of here and see how it does through paper. I'm at about, I don't know, 4 feet, 5 feet away from the target. Just step back a little bit. And as I suspected, a left hair. I don't know if it's the way that I grip these bows or what, but I kind of always get a left hair, so we'll adjust that here real quick. Kind of show it to you there. So I shot 2 through it. And one thing I will say is if you have any that are already done, I would be getting some arrows like this one here. I've already got it. It's already been like spine checked. I've got it indexed, so I know that this arrow is going to shoot. It's going to flex coming out of this bow that way, the same as the rest of all my other arrows. But it's at its, highest point or lowest point, whatever it may be of that spine right there. So I'm not trying to like spine tune plus guess and all that. I'm sorry for all the clicking I'm sure you hear in the background. Those are the guinea pigs. But if you can see this here, that is the tear, and it is kind of a little low and a little left. So we will adjust it, and by adjusting it, I'm just going to move the shims. You can do the rest, but I basically know I need to just shim it, so we're going to shim it. And learning with these Athens, and what's the easiest way. So there's that. The clamp on there. Try to adjust him down some. Maybe we'll try to actually show a little bit. I don't know, it's all blurry. Sure. I don't think that looks too blurry, I guess. I got a good camera. I'm just not very good with like electronics. I'm not electronically savvy. So these ones here are actually spinning. Like they're actually moving. The other clips are. These are the ones that I kind of get. Once I get the clip just pushed a little bit, it pops right off. That one came off pretty easy. They don't have to use those little deals. So they come in like 2 different sizes too for some reason. Some of them are like big, and maybe I'll show you on my 35. And those ones are small. Okay, so there's that. And if you lose one, I'm going to tell you right now, if you lose one like I have, this is before I knew about the clamping thing. So you have to clamp it basically to get them to like lock in. You clamp it and they'll like press that in. You'll have to go to like, I went to Harbor Freight and picked up some clips, but then I had to grind them. It's kind of hard to see, I guess. But I had to grind them down because the 1/4-inch clips were too thick. The ones that are at the hardware store. I don't know if you've seen that there, but whenever I popped it, those limbs actually kind of And that's what they want to do if you don't actually have it fully all the way in, is you're gonna have to put the clamps on there, get them back in. That's the only way I found to actually get them to stay. If not, you're launching E-clips, which I've done. So that's how I lost mine. I was shooting and just started launching E-clips. So, okay. See if we can do this again without losing any of our shims. And if you've shot your bow for like a decent amount of time, you will not really have to worry about this. They're kind of like stuck together. But this is a brand new bow. Where did I put that axle at? Okay, this guy here went about 1,000 times smoother than the other side. As you can see, I guess you can see now how I'm kind of using some different tools to do this. I don't know, for shimming stuff, this is about the best way that I've found. That one there went how it's supposed to go. Now I'll just take my clamp, put it back on here. Make sure you're clamping below your axles. Clamp those limbs. Fully seated. Clip. A piece of wood. And I'll just press. Make sure that it's in. And the wood doesn't mar up the limbs. That's the reason why I'm using it. And now, double check and make sure everything is on. I have a string off on this end. Make it a little bit more. Anytime you put your bow in the press, it's a very good idea to double check everything. And then I'll just hold up on my string. And now I'm just gonna let it down. There it is. Cams have been shimmed. So I took, you can see it here, I got 3 wides on the right, and then I got a skinny one on the left. So we can get moved back over to paper tinner and we'll be right back. Down here in my yard, don't mind the giant deer behind me. That's for all my 3D shooting. Find our 20. This is going to be a quick, probably basically like a quick 10. Try to do this kind of quick. It's kind of raining a little bit, a little drizzly, so I need to back up just a hair. 19.1. gonna say that it's about probably about almost spot on. Now this was on a definitely slower bow before. So right. Dang near out of adjustment to go right. That hit. Basically spot right on. This is kind of giving you guys just a sound, and this is such a smooth drawing bow, and this is 70 pound. And it's just so smooth all the way through. That is 20 yards. Sorry, behind me there, but that's IBO at 330, and I'm in a 290s, but we're gonna back up to 30, shoot an arrow, back up to 40, shoot an arrow, back up to 50, shoot an arrow, get all the way out to 60, find where our tape is ish, and probably slap one on, and let's go from there. So we're going to do that real fast. And so I don't have a tape, like whatever, so I'll just leave it at, that's at 38 yards from the old bow. And yeah, it don't make sense. You say it's from a slower bow, but it all depends on where your sight was at and all that stuff to make a difference. So this is about 30, probably 4 yards ish. So we'll click it. Whenever I put the rangefinder out, release, and having this stool shooting just even in the yard is money. But for 3D, you really need it. Game 34 yards on the money. Guess you could say I shot this, well, in my yard. You can see all the targets and stuff like that. Okay, so that was 38 yards. Let's say 44. I gained 15. Yeah. We're gonna try that. I don't know. See where that hits. Well, if that wasn't high, I don't know what was. Okay, it's 45. Yes. And we still need to go right with the sight. I'm gonna run out. That's Matt. I don't know, the Smallhawk has some adjustment there for left and right, but you gotta like fine tune that bar, and that bar spins. let mine look like money. Yeah, just a slight bit of peak rotation. Okay, so that was 34 yards. Landing 45. So there you can see how much faster that bow is than the other one. So I started out, we were on 30, I don't even know what it was, 38 yards? Yeah, I gotta remember that. 38 yards where we started. And landed on 44, I think it was 40, yeah, 44 or 45. And that was the top one, was the right one. Made that slide, adjusted it, and yeah, now it's a little high. That's fine until we get to our 60. So we got it back to 60. So if I move back another 10 to about 45, move back to there, hit the bear. About, yeah, we'll move back to 45 and 55 and 65. Fast sighting in, whatever you want to call it. You know what? We're just gonna go 50. Okay, now we're up here with the kids. I didn't check the poundage on this. After I got all that stuff done, what was it? 29.25. It was at 70 with the factory strings. Okay, so I added 10 yards. Let's see. Let's see where we end up. So that ended a little bit low. And that was left. Another one here. That one looks perfect. Just a little left. And you really find out your movements on your like your left and right. So once you get out here to this real far yardage, they're dang near touching down there. Just left, so I'm gonna move my sight a little bit. Then we're gonna get 60.3 to here. I'm gonna do 65 yards. We'll see. It's all guess. Low and left. Too far. Too many clicks to the right. Or too many clicks to the left, I guess. Oh no. That looked really good. Back into the dark, we got some water spots on the camera. Vista 35, it's sighted in. I was calling that 68 to, all right, that is 66, I'm sorry. So from 66 to, and I said 38 yards is 20. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find tape, I'm gonna stick it on there, and then there is just that little bit of adjustment if you use this to slide them down to find it, but my number should be right. So now all I need to do is find one of these guys. I got a pile of them missing, so hopefully one of them will work. Get me close, 20 or 40, I'm happy. So as long as I can be close at that for hunting just for this little bit until I get the 31 set up. So I'm gonna get that tape put on there, and we're gonna call this a video. This was my build on a Vista 35. We got, what, a set of bars put on this yet? So front bar and back bar, it'll be a 10 and an 8. I plan on shooting this for Lancaster Archery Classic in the bow hunter division. I know I got open stuff, I shoot open all the time, but as far as shooting spots and indoors, I'm not that good. So I'm gonna set this up for this year anyways, just to shoot that, and next year I'll probably shoot open. But for this year, I'm just gonna shoot the bow hunter. So I got limitations. The sight will definitely be changed. It'll be to a B3 sight. I really like B3 stuff. I got 5 of them. This is just what I had laying around to keep me going. So